Hi, welcome to the Hidden Gem screencast. This is a bonus screencast. My name is Arden Thomas. I'm the Cincom Smalltalk product manager. We just wrapped up a screencast called OpenTalk STST, which lets you communicate with objects in other images very simply. So if you haven't checked that out, I recommend you do. This screencast is a bonus on coding fonts, some different fonts that I enjoy coding with and you might like checking out and experimenting with. So what we'll do, we'll show you some different coding fonts, some examples, and where to change the font for the code editor. And we'll give you some examples and show you where to find one of the new fonts. So one of our customers, a friend and longtime Smalltalk user, Tom, told me about a font that he likes, and I shared a couple of my favorites with him also. And I'd like to show you those and some differences and where to change them. So I set up, let me open this. This font right here that we're looking at is the Roboto font, and it is one of my favorites. Another one that I like is the No Two Sans. You can see how it looks different. I think I prefer the Roboto to the No Two Sans, but you have to experiment, and they can change how they appear changes depending on their scale. So you may like one at a larger scale and a different one at a smaller scale. So I recommend experimenting. And then Tom recommended the Input family of fonts, and this is the address where you can find them and download them. They are free for personal use. I think there's a modest cost if you want to use them for commercial use. So what do those look like? Well, let's check out. This is Input Sans right here. And there's a number of different ones in the family. And one of the things you may notice, okay, you might say, well, that's a little wider and I don't necessarily want wider. Well, the nice thing is they give you some different choices. So there's a narrower version of this and a narrower still, compressed. I think compressed, unless I really need to save a lot of spaces, alters it, but narrows a pretty good balance, a pretty good compromise for width and really nice readability. And one of the things Tom pointed out to me on this was, well, let's contrast that. Let me go to, say, Roboto, and I'm going to go here and type in a capital I and a lowercase l. And there's really, you can't distinguish that. Now let's compare that. Let me go to the narrow. And here is an uppercase I, which looks like an uppercase I that we would type. And this is a lowercase l. So those are very distinguishable. And you'll find differences like that with a number of the fonts. This one is rather marked, and I really appreciate what this offers. So now where do you change them? Right up here in your launcher, this is your settings. Move down in the settings to editor, and then here is your list. You can list out a number of fonts, and if it looks at the first font, if it doesn't find that, it goes to the next one, and so on. So if I wanted, for example, to use Roboto, I can put that right here and apply it, and you can see the change right here in this workspace. Okay. The other thing you can do is change the default size. So say I like this, but I want it a little larger. I can apply that, and that's what happens. So let's check out the Input Sans narrow, comma, going to apply that, and there it is right there. And again, I can experiment with both the font and the size of the font that I'm using right here. Of course, when you save your image, it will save this. And that gives you the ability to install and check out a number of different fonts for your code editor. So I hope you like that. I hope I gave you some ideas to check out some different fonts. I'd like to thank Tom for pointing out and sharing the input family of fonts and where to find it. And until next time, have a great time with Cincom Smalltalk.